106 to 108 FM. Real Radio.
There we go, LaBelle and Lady Marmalade. You're most welcome to the show. Don't forget, if you want to get involved, if there's anything you want to talk about, 0845 106 2108 is the number. John is waiting for your call. All you've got to do is call him. He'll take your name, he'll take your number, he'll call you back, and it's our phone. But he's waving at you. He's going, ooh, he's waving. Are you waving at me?
I'm waving, there we go.
That's a roll wave. I'll get you a white glove, actually. You'd be like a Michael Jackson look-alike, definitely. Text is 81068 and email your usual address. A couple of things that we've been talking about. Last year, when we were doing the show, I got a message from somebody saying that, when the gritters go out on the road, yes, they're very useful and all the rest of it, but why, oh why, says David Worth, don't they use something that doesn't damage your car? Because I have found lots of chips, stone chips on my car, after... unfortunately, in the last few days, being caught behind a gritter. And apparently the salt that they use is also corrosive to the car bodywork. Surely in this day and age, with all the technological know-how, we should have another substance that we could use on the roads. I believe there is a substance that is a urea mix that they use at airports to stop aircraft skidding that could be used, but it's about 10-15 times dearer on the roads. And David was just wondering, has anybody been successful at taking the local council, maybe, where they live, to court because of damage to their car? 0845 106 2108. Do you think he's just being petty there? Or has he got a point? Has your car been damaged? And then we've had a couple of messages saying that people on motorbikes and scooters, they're worried about it as well. So there you go. And we're talking about energy. We've been talking about energy for the last week or so. There's a pylon plan. And could it be a solution to the power debate? Because a public inquiry is being held into plans to build, just imagine this, a line of 600 giant electricity pylons between the Highlands and central Scotland. Now, the project is going to take some power from wind farms in the Highlands and the islands, and it's going to transfer it to the national grid, which is about 140 miles south. Now, there's a lot of opponents, obviously, and they said it should all be put underground. But as I mentioned last week as well, there is a place on the Wirral where they actually did that. They put the pylons, if you like, I know not pylons, but they put the cables underground so it wouldn't be an eyesore, because lots of people were complaining about it. So they put it under this estate. It runs under a housing estate. And according to one of the local papers, the incidence of cancer and childhood leukemia in that area increased by quite a considerable amount. What are your views? Give us a call, 0845 106 2108. How do we actually strike the balance between the need for renewable energy and protecting the countryside? Because you can't have it all. We can't have it all. If you don't like wind farms, and, people say, yeah, have wind farms, that's fine, but as long as it's not in my backyard. Have pylons, yeah, that help us have more electricity because we'll use it all, but hey, don't you dare put it in my backyard. What's the solution? What do you think? Do you live near pylons? Do you live near a wind farm? Give us a call. Let us know what you're thinking. And you know what? According to a survey, a lot of women who have been surveyed saying that fellas are lousy shoppers. When they go out to the supermarket, they come back with everything but what they went for. They don't look at the prices. No, they've got no idea about prices. They buy crisps, chocolate, biscuits, beer and all the rest of it. And as far as healthy food goes, 1 in 3 men say, that they do the regular supermarket shopping, but they shun healthy food choices because of lack of cost, education and time. What do you think? Just got a message here and it says, let's see... Deborah got in touch with me, says she wants a competition, and the competition would be a night out with me. No, you wouldn't enjoy yourself, believe me. Where I go, you wouldn't enjoy... Mind you, you may do, I don't know. My wife says that I'm okay at shopping. That is until I see the buy one, get one free offers. Then we end up with all sorts of stuff. No, but it's true, innit? If you see buy one, get one free, whether you want it or not, you think, I'm going to get it come in handy. And you end up with loads of stuff that you don't want. It's true. Cheese, I'm mad about cheese. And when you see the big blocks of mature cheddar and it's buy one, get one free, got to have it. And then, I shouldn't eat as much cheese as I do, but I can't help it. And there's cheese on everything. Another message here says, I'm a bloke who does the weekly shop, and saying that we can't shop is a load of... Well, I'll censor that bit if you don't mind. Is that all right? I'm sure you don't want to know what he said after that. I'm sure you don't. Maybe you do, but I'm not telling you anyway. OK, John, where are we going?
We've got Carl up now. He's on line 1.
Thank you very much indeed, Carl. Thank you for your patience. Nice to know that you're there.
Hi, Umberto. How are you doing?
I'm doing very well, thank you. And how are you?
Well, just finished work, so happier.
Oh, bless you. Have you had a long day?
Fairly long.
Yeah, what do you do?
I'm a coach driver.
A what?
Coach driver.
A coach driver. So you'll be well informed about this gritting situation. What's your views on it?
Well, I actually know a long time ago somebody did actually go to the solicitors to ask if they could sue the council because he got 3 stone chips on the front of his car and a headlight smashed.
Right.
Away.
And what happened?
And the solicitor said, not a chance.
Yeah.
We'll kick it out of court.
Well, so somebody got in touch with me. Apparently they spent... they don't want me to tell you what car they've got. They don't want me to tell you how much they spent on the car, but they're really miffed. They've only had the car a short time, and the front of the car at the moment has got stone chippings on them, and he says he can't think of anywhere else it could be but from the gritters. And he thinks in this technological age, we should have something else other than, the gritting wagons going out, throwing the muck all over the place. But you know what? I think I'd rather have a few chips on my car than, and be alive, don't you?
Well, yeah, I mean, the reason that they use the rock salt that they use is because it doesn't evaporate as quickly
right.
as the water.
Hey, listen, Carl, maybe you know, but I read a story last week, and I'm sure it said that some of the gritters are using a different solution now that contains sugar, and some of the sheep are wandering onto the roads licking it. But then somebody told me, well, they lick salt as well because they need salt. So do you know anything about that?
I haven't heard that one.
No, it was in one of the... I can't remember which paper. I should have kept it, shouldn't I?
Yeah.
I should have kept hold of it, because these things always come in handy after the event, don't they?
They do, but you don't think of it at the time.
So have you've been driving tonight then, Carl?
I have.
And what were the road conditions like?
They're fine.
Good. Where have you been driving to and from?
I took a local football team to Harrogate to play a match.
All right, and the roads were good?
The roads are fine, and
fantastic.
Similar to what you said, I'd sooner have a few stone chips on the, or even a smashed headlight. It's replaceable, but if you lose control on that,
that's
it.
No chance. And the other thing is as well that where I live, I'm not on a main road. I'm like on a side road, but I can't complain about the gritters because I can set me watch to them. Between 8 and 8:30 every night, they're up the road and they grit the whole road and the pavement.
I've got to say, I admire the lads that do it because they're out all hours of the night gritting to make sure when you get up for work, you can go to work safely.
And the thing is, that's their part-time job. They do that in the winter. The council workers by day, a lot of them, and these are extra rotas that they take on. So yeah, I agree with you. Well done to the gritters. Fantastic. All right, Carl, thanks for your point of view.
No problem, Umberto.
Good to talk to you, sugar. See ya.
Bye.
Bye. There we go. That's Carl. Where are we going now, John?
We're going to Craig now. He's on line 2.
Right, thank you. Craigie, how are you?
Umberto, how are you?
Ciao bello, I'm very well. How are you?
I am fantastic. I haven't spoken to you for a while.
Well, where have you been? Where's your sick note?
Oh, no, crikey, I've just been busy.
Oh,
as you do.
As you
I'll tell you what I'm ringing for, Umberto. I'm getting absolutely fed up to the back teeth with being ripped off in West Yorkshire's fish and chip shops. Because I've sussed out today that no matter where you go in West Yorkshire, they chop their fish into quarters.
Did they?
And they charge it scandalous prices for it.
What do you mean
Although the fish is nice, there's not enough of it. So all the fish and chip shop owners in Yorkshire, pull your finger out, stop chopping your fish up, and give us the full fish for our money.
Are they giving you loads of batter?
We just get loads of batter and you just get a quarter of fish.
Can I tell you where the best chip is? But it'd be a long way for you to go, I'm telling you. There's a chip shop just outside Manchester in a place called Prestwich. It's called Armstrong's. They do jumbo cod. You've never seen the size of it. It's like Free Willy in batter. It's fabulous. I never knew that they did that cut. Are you sure?
Well, I didn't realise at first, and like in Heckmondwike and places like that, the fish is beautiful, but there's not enough of it, and I thought, it must be just being over in West Ryde, cause I've only been over 3 years, and I stopped off somewhere yesterday for a fish, and today at a totally different place, and when I said, have you got a fish? She says, yeah, it won't be long. I said, well, it better be bloody fat then, you know.
You are a wag. How we laughed.
But, yeah, she said, I said, is that a child's portion? Or is that an OAP's special? She went, no, that's your fish. I went, for £1.95, I'm going a bloody goldfish.
Oh,
I couldn't believe it. And it's a scam, I tell you. You can actually see the shape of what they're cutting.
So you reckon there's a cartel with all the fish shops, do you, that they only give you so much fish?
I mean, in this day and age, all right, it's hard making money.
Do you know what, Craig? I hope they come on and I hope they land blast you. I do.
You probably will, but at least it'll make people aware.
They'll be there cleaning the ranges now thinking, hey, I'll swing for him.
Aye, well, at least...
£1.95, that's a lot for a fish.
It is. I mean, if I go over to Hull, I can get a fish for £2. I ain't kidding, it's like a shark. And it's beautiful as well, 'cause it's straight off the dock. And they're going to come on and say, well, we have to get it transported into West Yorkshire. Well, that's toddle, that is. There's plenty to bring over here.
You've thrown your rattle out of the pram with this one, haven't you?
I have, because I love fish and chips, but you can't get anywhere that a fish will fill you around here. So if there's any fish and chip shop owners out there that can recommend their chip shop, I'm on a search for the ultimate fish and chip.
Well, somebody just sent me a message, says, well, at least you can get curry sauce in West Yorkshire. Oh, fabulous, I love it, there you go. So did they give you plenty of chips, though, to compensate for the fish?
Yeah, I mean, that's a plus point, I suppose.
Well, you know. But you feel you're being ripped off and it's a scam?
I don't really eat a lot of chips, though, you see, Umberto, so I'd rather them give me a proper-sized fish than something that I catch in my pond at the back of my house.
Well, Craig, can I just say, I mean, you know, it's known that you like a big portion. I've seen it, you know, everywhere. So, you know, it must be true. That writing on the walls must be true. You know, God, I've stumped you.
No!
John is lost for words!
No!
Craig is lost for words!
No, I'm not!
Oh, my goodness!
The writing's on the wall, I like a big one.
That's, yeah, a big portion,
That's what you just said!
Yeah?
Oh, no, I'm not, no.
A big portion, the fish!
Oh, no, I'm not,
Oh, well, please yourself then, whatever. So, listen, where have you been working tonight?
I haven't, I've just been out and seen... Do you remember Paper Lace?
Oh, I
Billy
do.
Don't Be a Hero?
Yeah.
Maxine Santana, his daughter, lead singer's daughter, was singing in a local
he's dropping names here now. Go on.
So I went down to see her, just to see what it's like, and not a bad little singer.
Very good indeed. Very good indeed. Well, listen, if there's any chippy people who want to have a go, I'll give you Craig's number and you can ring him. All right, Craig?
Hey, it's a challenge, though. Challenge, Umberto. I think we should do the ultimate fish in Yorkshire.
Can I just say, don't involve me in this, Craig, because I've never said anything. I think they give really nice portions. And I'm saying no more, love. All right.
All right, pal. See you later.
Craig. Bye. There we go. That's Craig.
The Umberto Show. Call now. 0845 106 2108. The Umberto Show on Real Radio.
What are the type of people to carry out these atrocities, what they've been doing?
0845 106 2108.
Dean is listening up there in Sunderland, why? And he said, Umberto, I listen to your show on the internet and I love your accent. Oh, Dean, thank you very much indeed. I'm very flattered. Catherine has sent me a message, loving the show whilst working on my dissertation. It's not such a tedious task when I'm... Oh, Catherine, you could have let us know what your dissertation was. It's been interesting to find out. Maybe we could have helped you. With the wealth of knowledge we've got here, you just never, ever know. Back to shopping, and John has got in touch. He said, I'm a guy who does the shopping all the time in my house and always look out for all the bargains that are available. So John in Leeds, another gentleman who does the shopping and does it very well, in his opinion. So there you go. Thank you very much indeed for that. And that follows a survey that, you know, a lot of women say that the guys go out to do the weekly shopping occasionally. And she doesn't know whether they do it on purpose, the woman who was doing the research, but they buy all sorts of stuff that you don't need. What do you reckon? Sam has been in touch. You get less fish, but the best fish in West Yorkshire. Love it and love the show, says Sam. There you go. So, there's a bit of a debate going on about fish and chips here. You were speaking French to a guy, weren't you? I heard you talking French to him.
Did you overhear that?
I didn't know you spoke French.
Well, you know, yeah.
Oh, very good indeed.
Yeah, no end to my time.
Okay, well, yeah, no beginning to them. Where are we going, John?
We're going to Lindsay now. She's on line 3.
Thank you, Lindsay. Hi, darling.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good, and how are you?
I'm fine. You've been making me laugh something, I tell you.
Why have I been making you laugh, love? What have I said?
Just about portions.
Oh, well, you know what? I mean, do you like a big portion? No, Oh, do you? I mean, you know, you don't want a little tiny portion, do you? It's no good in a man to beast. If you're going to get a fish, you want a big portion of it, not a little one.
Well, I think too much, you know, is
Too much of a good thing?
Yeah.
Oh, do you think so?
Yeah.
All right, well, that's okay. That's fair enough. But you know what? $1.95 for a portion. It's you expect quite a large one, I would imagine. That's just me being a sweet old-fashioned thing. But there you go.
Oh, dear.
You have to speak as you find, love, don't you?
You do, you do.
So what are you going to tell me, lovely Lindsay?
I'm going to talk about gritters.
Yeah.
Because I know everybody has a little comment to say, but we've heard you quite a few months ago now, last winter probably.
Yeah.
We heard you talking about gritters then, and people were ringing up and moaning about them not being in their area, and it was coming to a big manhunt for the gritter.
Right.
But we were just saying, me and my husband in bed, and we were just saying it's quite funny really, because they're big yellow machines, and you've been taught you're driving to keep distance anyway.
Yeah.
So it's not like you're driving on top of them. So
No,
these people who ring up about their cars, back off a bit, back off.
No, but I think if you're on the motorway and the gritter's in the middle lane, and they're not the fastest vehicles in the world, a lot of people haven't got the patience and fly by. But you know what? Like I said before, I think I don't mind a few scratches to the car. I certainly don't want scratches and lacerations to me, because the roads are ice and I'm all over
and
the
I
place.
agree with you there. And I think that with the, trying to prove it in a court of law would just not hold up, I don't think, because you could blame the scratches and dents on gravel, people have gravel drives and go on, tarmac roads that are falling apart, potholes and things like that, trying to prove it that the grit actually caused those marks, it's a bit...
I think I do have a certain degree of sympathy maybe for some people, but... I just think in this age, and Dave, who rang me about it, what was his name? Hang on. Dave Worth, who rang me about it, he was saying, surely in this age of technology, there should be something better than rock salt and the stuff that they throw on the motorways that damage our cars. And then I was informed by somebody, there is the stuff that they use at the airports on the runway, but it's like 15 times more expensive.
Well, yeah.
That's the alternative.
Yeah.
Should expense come into it?
Probably. Councils, they're not willing to give much away, are they? They'd rather use the cheap stuff.
Well, you know what? They're giving stuff away. It's us who are paying for it anyway, really.
Exactly.
So, would we all start moaning if they added an extra tenner onto our council tax bills or road tax because, we wanted the better stuff on the roads? I don't know.
Wow.
Would you?
I wouldn't. I probably wouldn't mind, but an extra tenner,
Yeah.
Is it going to make much difference?
Well,
on the road.
You never know. So are you all comfy cosy with your duvet around you?
Yes, I am.
Oh, how
lovely. Just listening to your show and about that, you made me laugh about the sheep licking the sole. That just made me laugh.
They do, apparently. That's what they do. So if you wake up and, you're going to get onto the motorway to go to work and it's full of sheep, you'll know why. And be very gentle with them because, oh, bless, But listen, you have a good night's sleep and stay with me till 1 o'clock, won't you?
Till 1 o'clock?
I'm here till 1 o'clock. You must stay with me. Otherwise, I'll need a sick note.
I'll have to ring in sick.
All right, then, well, whatever. All right, darling.
Take care. Thank you very much.
Sugar.
Bye-bye.
Bye, Lindsay. Bye-bye. That was Lindsay there. Have you got any views? Men shopping? Men can't shop. No, they can't shop. They can't shop for toffee. They spend too much and they buy a load of rubbish and you can't even make a meal out of it. Is that true? What do you think, girls? Or is the missus like that? Is she a worse shopper than you?
Call now 0845 106 2108. The Umberto Show.
Discipline. That is one thing that a lot of the kids today lack.
0845 106 2108. Real Radio.
Jo told me she was working on a dissertation. She said, I'm working on an MVQ, and even with your sultry voice, it's still tedious. She's still not telling me what sort of MVQ you do. But anyway, never mind. Where are we going?
Okay, we're going to Wayne now. He's on line 1.
Wayne, welcome to the show. Good to have you there.
Hey, yeah.
How are you?
Hello, yeah, I'm not too bad, you?
I'm very well indeed, thank you. What are you going to tell me?
I think we gritted your car parts and I thought we didn't damage your cars.
Oh, no, you don't. Well, I don't think you did. I've not looked and I don't care. Just thank you for doing the gritting. That's the main thing.
Yeah, I did hear the thing about the sheep.
Yeah.
But they're getting high off the grit, weren't they?
Is that what it is? I knew there was something in the paper about them licking either. Is it salt or is it sugar that's...
No, it's the salt, you know, the quantity of the salt.
Right.
And he was licking the salt off the road.
Right.
And he was getting high off it, and they told the councils to change it.
So what happens to sheep when they get high? What do they do?
I don't know.
I'd love to see that one. Can you imagine? They're getting on down on the motorway, you know, hey baby, you know, having a bit of a rave and all the rest of it would be fabulous.
Yeah. We hope we don't do any damage to any cars. We try our best not to.
You know what? I think the thing is, this is something that you know, for years I've done a phone-in show here, there and everywhere, and it's always been one of those things that comes up every year that people, you know, really do appreciate the gritters out there. Most people do, but there's always one or two who say, well, my cars are always damaged, this corrosive stuff goes on the car, the stone chippings actually damages my car, and they want recompense for it. And I just think that, to be quite honest, I think they're barking up the wrong tree. It ain't going to happen, I don't think. Do you?
No, it won't. They won't pay it anyway, and they wouldn't use the salt that they use on the runways. They wouldn't use that because it'd be too expensive.
Yeah, well, that's
no one would get any work did it.
Yeah, that's what. So, what time do you end up stopping gritting, or is it all through the night that you do it?
No, I've just finished now.
You've just finished. So, what time did you start?
4 o'clock.
Oh, so it's a long day.
My brothers and that, they're all out till 7, 8 in the morning.
Am I right in thinking that you are council workers normally by day, but in the winter when you needed to go out and do the gritting?
No, we're not. Not everybody's council workers,
right?
Because we're all private as well. We've all got normal jobs, and we call out for this.
Right.
It's like a separate thing.
Very good indeed. Well, we do appreciate it, Wayne, and thank you very much, and thank all your mates who are doing it as well. All right, love.
Okay, good
Good
mate.
to talk to you.
Okay.
Ta-ra, sugar. See you. Bye-bye. There we go. That's Wayne. John, where next?
We're going to line 2 now, where we have Jay.
Thank you. Hi, Jay.
Hello, how are you?
I'm very well, and you?
I'm fantastic.
Hey!
I was just on the same sort of theme as the guy with the fish and chips. I'm in Southport, you see. Seaside town, traditionally fish and chips, isn't
Absolutely.
It, really?
I love Southport.
Do you like Southport?
I do like Southport, but they've taken all the fairground down, haven't they?
Yeah, they took the fair down, but they're adding bits on, mainly apartments. It's gone very...
Well, it's quite posh, isn't it, Southport? In comparison to Blackpool, it's a little bit more upmarket.
I'm not a fan of Blackpool at all.
Oh, are you not?
No, I don't like no disrespect to Blackpool, I just don't like it. I think it's very grotty and grimy.
Well, there you go, each to their own, eh?
Anyway, on the theme that I'm going to, fish and chips in Southport, there's hundreds of fish and chip shops that do top quality haddock or cod. Fantastic.
Right.
And on the theme... I'm going to tie this in, see, I'm trying to do a link, you see. We know one of your professional links. I'm trying to do a link. So, because it's seaside town, fish and chips, tell them to move to Southport or near Southport. You get fantastic fish and chips.
You've got the job, Jay.
Well, thank you. But I'm going to tie that in with the weather now.
Right.
Because we've dropped dramatically on the coast down here now.
Right.
The roads are like sheets of ice.
Really?
Not a gritter in sight. So much for Sefton Borough Council.
No, but you see, you've got the sea air with all the salt and everything. What do you need the gritters for?
Well, there's 2 frozen seagulls on this wall next to me now. And I'm not giving them mouth to mouth. I might try to jump leads.
Oh, God.
But then again, a question for you.
Yeah.
How does the fella or the lady who drives the snowplow get to work?
Good idea.
I'll leave you with that, sir. Very, very good night.
Thank you very much indeed. Thank you, Jay, all the way from Southport there. Sunny, by the sea, Southport. Very upmarket, apparently. Where are we going to, John?
We're going to Kate now. She's on line 3.
Thank you very much indeed. Kate, welcome to the show, darling.
Hello, Umberto.
How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. I'm ringing from Sheffield.
Very nice indeed. Lovely Sheffield. Right, what are you going to tell me?
Well, I want to talk about, you mentioned we need more power and using wind farms in order to do that, and people object. What's often occurred to me is, why can't we make more use of water? For example, you know corn mills, how you have a water wheel, and that is powers the whole system.
Yeah.
Why can't we then use water? There's lots of dams and streams and rivers. Why can't we harness that and use that for more power? Say for electricity. It's less intrusive on the environment.
According to research that I've read, the amount of electricity generated by water power, be it wave power, be it river or dam or whatever, is negligible. It wouldn't, it wouldn't supply many of us with enough electricity to boil a kettle, let alone anything else. That is what they're saying. I mean, if you look to China, where they're flooding vast swathes of ground there with these hydroelectricity dams, I mean, they've got the space to do that, and a lot of people are against that as well. But there are lots of alternative forms of power, and people say, yeah, I want the electricity, I want the power, but they want somebody else to have to put up with the inconvenience, maybe, of having these wind farms in their backyard, if you like. As long as it comes from somewhere and it doesn't affect them, they don't care. But sooner or later, it's going to affect all of us.
Indeed, I feel that all alternative, less intrusive methods should be used. It worries me that there is so much that the environment... I think we need to keep the countryside, flora, fauna for our children.
Yeah.
It worries me that people so easily will use the countryside in a way that perhaps they should be looking at other alternatives first. And as I say...
well, what do you think of this proposal? 600 giant electricity pylons between the Highlands of Scotland and central Scotland. That's 600, and these are these huge, not like the little ones that we see when we're on the... I mean, absolutely huge pylons. And the counter-argument is, well, nobody lives up there, so does it really matter? And I think it does. I think it does matter.
Yes, I think it matters as well. I do have problems with pylons. Sometimes I see, for example, when we talk about mobile phones, there are so many now masts going up, and quite near housing actually, and it really does worry me because I do feel that it does have a possible adverse effect on people's health.
Right.
So, yes, I have a problem with that, whilst respecting the needs of people. But then again, if we go on to mobile phones, as I was just mentioning, do we all really need to have mobile phones? The only way to stop that is for people to stop actually having mobile phones.
Well, we don't actually need them, do we? We manage with them for years, without them for years and years and years, but you feel like a social pariah if you don't have one, because wherever you go, I mean, I would challenge people tomorrow morning, from when you get up in the morning till lunchtime, not all day, you count how many people you see talking on a mobile phone, wherever they are. It doesn't matter where they are. They could be in a queue at a shop eating, they could be on the bus, they could be in the car, whatever. And it seems to be an epidemic of mobile phones.
It does, but it isn't absolutely necessary, is it? For example, who wants to listen to people's conversation anyway?
That's true.
And there is also thought that possibly children using mobile phones may cause themselves problems in later life.
There is no direct scientific data that suggests that. There is the fear of that, but, they haven't been with us long enough for that to be proven. But I think you may have a point. Maybe in years to come, there will be studies that prove that prolonged use of mobile phones or any such device can be dangerous, can affect your health.
Absolutely. Anyway, it was just a thought that crossed my mind, and it's interesting to hear what you're saying. I can't deny your facts because I hadn't heard them, but I will definitely check on them.
OK, then. Thank you very much indeed, Kate.
Thank you.
Good
Bye-bye.
to talk to you. Bye. There we go. That's Kate. John, where are we going next?
We're going to line 1 next, where we have John.
Thank you very much indeed. Hello, John.
Hello, Umberto.
How are you?
I'm not too bad.
Very good.
Well, my wife just texted in a few minutes ago to say that she's ectopically pregnant and that she's wanting some advice about it because she's worried. But there is a few complications about it, you see.
Right.
2.5 years ago in Bradford, she was given a hysterectomy, and they said that that they could guarantee 100% that she wouldn't get pregnant.
Right.
Now, since then, we moved to Leeds last November. And we found out about 2 or 3 weeks ago that she's actually ectopically pregnant.
Oh dear.
She's 9 weeks. Now, by our reckoning, she's due sometime in August.
How do you both feel about that?
Well, I'm a bit nervous about it because I've seen documentaries on telly. And,
you see, the problem with an ectopic pregnancy is it's not the place where the baby should grow, and it can cause major, major problems. I'm sure you've had all that explained to you by the maternity unit and all the rest of it. I mean, have they, as much as you probably don't want it to happen, have they spoke to you about maybe terminating the pregnancy for the safety of your wife?
Well, what they've said is they're going to monitor her very carefully. And see what happens. I mean, I've seen documentaries on one of the Sky channels. It's that UK TV documentary, and through the day they do like baby stuff.
Yeah.
And there was a documentary on last year about it. And I mean, I just sat fascinated by it because that sort of stuff does fascinate me. And I thought, well, I hope it's something I don't ever have to go through, because I mean, some of the blokes that had to deal with it, they was actually in pieces, and I now know how they feel.
You see, I think people assume, don't they, it's a woman that carries the baby and the fella isn't affected. In lots of cases, the men are affected by it. Okay, maybe not physically, they're not carrying the baby, but it's as important to the man as it is to the woman, the baby.
It's an emotional strain on the man.
John, the only suggestion that I can make to you, darling, is that follow the medical advice that you're given. Make sure that your wife is monitored on a regular basis. Make sure that she is well. The minute she feels unwell in any way, shape or form, you must get her checked out straight away.
Yeah, I mean, we are actually sort of like living in temporary accommodation, and the only health advice we've got in Leeds is at the NFA health team.
Right. But
they are very good for us. They are doing us the world of good.
But if you have any problems at all, if there's any pain or there's any sudden change, then, you know, even if it means going down to the local casualty department, you must get it checked straight immediately. You know, because, you know, it's a serious condition, and hopefully they'll monitor you, and I don't know what conclusion they'll come to, but you just make sure you look after each other.
Oh, don't worry. I mean, I won't let her do it. I won't let her do anything.
All right, well,
I'm the John that texted in about, 10, 15 minutes ago about doing the weekly shopping and looking out for all the bargains.
You're the one, are you?
Yeah.
So you're a good shopper?
Yeah.
Well, are you better than the lady?
Yeah. I mean, she goes doing bits of shopping.
Yeah.
And, I mean, when she comes back, she can spend about, £10, £20 on about 5 or 6 items. I go out and I can spend about 20 quid and have enough shopping to feed about a family of about 7 people.
But I was just going to say, is your stuff essential? Because the thing is, I think that the criticism is a lot of men, they don't think about the stuff that you can't eat. You know, like the soap, the washing powder, the bleach, you know, all those things. See, men have a blind spot.
Yeah, I mean, when I go shopping, I get sort of like all cleaning stuff, and then I get all healthy. I mean, I spend a lot of money, more or less, every week on pasta.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Well, listen, the thing is, John, will you keep in touch with me and let me know how you go on, and just look after her and make sure she doesn't exert herself, and do everything that the doctors are telling you to do.
Yeah.
And just take it nice and easy and let me know how you go on.
Yeah, I mean, if you remember, early 2005, I actually came on air and proposed to my wife at the time.
Well, there you go.
On your radio show, and we did actually get married, so...
Fantastic. Good for you. Well, listen, I wish you the very, very best of luck, both of you. Okay, love.
Is there any chance of a signed photograph as well, please?
I'll put you back to John and he'll take your details. As yet, we haven't got any, but as soon as I get them, I'll send them, all right?
Yep, not a problem.
Stay on the line, love. Okay, there we go. That's John. Okay, if you just joined the show, welcome. It's good to have you there. Hi, Umberto. I've been listening to other views on MRSA. Would just like to point out that it's not only staff plays to help combat the virus. As you said a few weeks ago, almost everybody carries the virus, which is why it's important that visitors also help by washing their hands and using the alcohol gel on entry to the ward. Sarah, good point. Thanks for pointing that out. And I'm in total agreement with you, without a doubt. Catherine said, my dissertation discusses the ethics ethics and professional practice undertaken in working museums. Should we sacrifice original objects within a working museum's collection in order to allow visitors to have a richer educational experience of art heritage? Yes, I think we do, because we need to understand where we've come from. We need to understand, you know, the methods involved in production of some of these artefacts that are in museums as well. Fantastic, I love that sort of subject. And it says, oh, great, fish and chips at Wetherby Whaler. OK, it's in North Yorkshire, but not too far from the west-north border. Thank you very much indeed for that one. And don't forget, if you want to give us a call, listen to this.
The Umberto Show. Call now on 0845 106 2108. Call Umberto now.
Don't give two hoots about the place. In fact, they want to take them on as well.
0845 106 2108.
Real Radio.
Big Paul, the trucker on the M1. Oh, baby. He says, doner kebabs are well nicer than fish and chips any day. Great show, Sugar Lips. He says, oh, thank you. Another message here. If you had the choice, would you prefer fish or a jumbo sausage for your tea? It says here. Andy in Gainsborough, a great show. Andy, I think you know the answer to that, don't you? Cheeky boy. Harry Ramsden's fish and chips, king of the world, it says Dave, who is in Leeds. Another message here. Remember when we had the hot spell last year and they gritted the rolls to cool it down, then made the roads more dangerous, it says here. I'll be here till 1. That's Mr. T in Maltby. Thank you very much indeed. Another message says, Umberto, I don't drive, but I feel that people who spend thousands on their cars and get marks onto them from the gritters by the stuff they use on the road, and the other stuff is 15 times more expensive, then so be it. You pay your road tax, don't you? Says Martin. Yes, we do, but, you know, there you go. Hi, Umby. People go on about gritters and their paintwork on their cars, but it's nothing compared to a human life caused by accidents on icy roads. Yes, I agree. John, where are we going?
We're going to line 2 now, where we have Gordon.
Gordon, welcome to the show.
Hi, Umberto.
How are you?
Yeah, not too bad.
Very good.
I just wanted to call about, well, first things first, my heart goes out to the guy who was on earlier. My wife's 6 months pregnant with our 4th at the moment, and it's stressful enough when it's a normal pregnancy.
Yeah, it's frightening, isn't it?
Yeah. And, well, anyway, I wanted to call about shopping.
Yeah.
And, well, I do mainly do most of the shopping for my family.
Are you a good shopper?
A good shopper, yeah.
Where do you go to do your shopping, or do you have various places?
Well, I used to go to, you know, the main places like I was doing all that.
Right.
But, and Netto's open near us now, so I go there. It takes me 10-15 minutes to walk around.
Apparently, you know, Netto and Aldi and shops like that are sort of near the top end people's favourites, you know, for value for money. And they're saying that the produce is great.
Yeah, it's all right.
Good.
You know, I wouldn't trust the fruit and veg shop, but it's...
Right, so are you a better shopper than your missus, would you say?
Well, yeah. Yeah.
You're going to get a thick ear when you get off here, you know?
No, she's all right. She's upstairs.
Oh, well, that's all right, then.
No, I go around, I just go out, buy stuff that we need, everything that lasts us till next week and all that.
Good.
But she'll go out and she'll take half an hour to walk around and get loads of stuff that we don't need.
Just in this stroll round, think, that looks nice, I'll have a bit of that. Oh, that looks... Well, it's called being chilled out, you see.
Well, we've got these new scanners in now in the middle of the store, so you can pick some up and scan it inside the store.
Right.
So she's scanning everything.
With 4 kids, I bet your shopping bill's quite high.
Well, 3 kids and one, yeah.
Well, one on the way, yeah.
Slightly high, yeah.
Yeah, I bet it is. But there you go, you've got to do it, haven't you?
No, you've still got a budget and everything, haven't you? So.
And then I believe you wanted to say something about fish and chips over your neck of the woods. They do nice fish and chips.
Yeah, I used to work in a chipper.
Did you?
Yeah, I left there about a year ago.
Where was that?
It's in Wharton.
Oh, right.
Yeah, the main chippy in Wharton.
Yeah, I know Wharton quite well, yeah.
Yeah, so...
Is it the one as you're going out of Wharton on the right-hand side?
Down Wharton Road?
Yeah.
On the left.
It's on the... Well, coming back... Yeah, I know the one you mean.
Yeah, it's...
Very good.
And,
did you come home smelling of chips and fish and everything?
Yeah, I had to bring a meal home for my wife every night, so she was pretty glad I left because she was putting a bit of weight on.
Oh, well, never mind. Listen, she doesn't have to worry about that now, does she?
Yeah.
Well, good. Well, congratulations. When the baby due?
It's May.
Oh, lovely. And what have you got? What flavour are you expecting?
Female.
Oh, very nice.
It's not too bad. We've got 3 boys already, so...
Fantastic. Oh, she'll be your little princess then.
Yeah.
Oh, that's lovely. Well, listen, congratulations. Hope everything works out well. Go on.
Can I just say about the fish? They were
Yeah.
saying before they'd be chopped up into pieces and everything. Well, that doesn't happen in every chipper.
Right. So it's just the cheapskates who do that.
Yeah, well, we used to get a stone of fish.
Yeah.
There used to be like between 30 and 40 fish in it.
Yeah.
You take one out as average size, that some did like decent size. You get something bigger, you cut a little bit off it to make it the same size.
Right. And what happens to all the bits?
You add them to the smaller ones to make them the same size as the other ones.
Do you know
it's a fair piece?
Hey, it's all scientific, isn't it, Gordon?
Yeah. Well, the extra little bits for you to like just deep fry in the batter.
Yeah.
Put in a little portion for the kids who used to come in at dinner time. Charge them £1 for like a big tray of.
Oh, we used to get a bag of scrapings. It must be the similar thing to that.
It's near enough the same. It's just the same thing, same batter, just with little bits of fish in it instead.
Fantastic idea. Well, listen, it's been great to talk to you, Gordon. And you look after your lady as well, all right?
Will do.
See you, sugar. Bye.
The Umberto Show. 0845 106 2108. The Umberto Show.
Our teenagers have enough problems with their hormones, let alone drugs as well.
0845 106 2108. Real Radio.
Gordon, if you're still listening, you know about that chippy you said in Walkden. I'm thinking of the one in Swinton that's on the right-hand side as you're going into Walkden. So there you go. I'm thinking of the wrong one. But that's now new, is it? We are entering the final hour of the show very, very soon indeed. If you want to call, make sure that you get your call booked. The number 0845 106 2108 to take us up to the top of the hour. This is Manfred Mann.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Show. Call now 0845 106 2108. With Charles Church, the name on the finest homes.
A very cold night tonight. Again, wintry showers possible with snow by morning, -5. Dry and sunny spells tomorrow and the possibility of wintry showers. Staying cold, though, 4 degrees. Currently, it is -2 in Royston, Halifax, and here at 106 to 108 FM.